This week in Jamaica Now, glorious gold. Jamaica's Shericka Jackson is now the fastest woman alive over the 200 meters.
What's the name? What's the name? What we wanting? No!
The Donna Donaldson story. Nabbed 4 major players in drug trafficking in Jamaica, now under arrest. And dance hall in mourning. Jamaicans jolted by the sudden death of DJ Merciless. I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. The world record for the women's 4x100 meter relay of 40.82 seconds is now in the forecast for Jamaica after the country's women dominated the short sprints at the World Athletics Championships in the United States this week. Jamaica's Shericka Jackson cemented her place in history with the second fastest 200-meter time when she ran 21.45 seconds to win her first individual world title on Thursday. Ms. Jackson broke the championship record and the Jamaican national record en route to becoming the fastest woman alive over the half-lap event, edging closer to the 34-year-old world record of 21.34 seconds set by the now-deceased Florence Griffith Joyner of the United States. Ms. Jackson says she was not thinking about the world record when she took to the track in Oregon on Thursday. The silver medal went to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in a season's best time, 21.81 seconds, while Dina Asher-Smith of Great Britain won bronze. Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah finished 7th. On Sunday, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ran world championship record 10.67 seconds to win gold in the 100 meters and led a Jamaican sweep of the medals with Ms. Jackson 2nd and Mrs. Thompson-Herah 3rd for her first world championship individual medal. The world championships will end on July 24. The lawyer representing the policewoman in the Donna Donaldson case says his client has received death threats over the disappearance of the social media influencer. The 24-year-old has not been seen or heard from since July 11, when she reportedly visited her police boyfriend's apartment at Chelsea Manor in New Kingston. The policeman, Noel Maitland, and the woman district constable share a child. Attorney Oswest Senior Smith says his client has reported the threats but remains on active duty. He says his client knows Miss Donaldson but had not seen her recently. Mr. Senior Smith says she is to give a statement to the Independent Commission of Investigations on August 3. Protests by relatives and fans of Ms. Donaldson dominated this week, forcing the police to call a press conference to update the country on its investigations. Deputy Commissioner Fitz Bailey pledged transparency in the probe.
What's the name? What's the name? What we wanting? No!
The protesters have accused the police of being slow and have called for the removal of the 2 cops from frontline duties while investigations continue. News emerged on Thursday that the health of Donna Donaldson's mother, Sophia Lugg, was deteriorating rapidly since her daughter's mysterious disappearance. 5 persons were nabbed in pre-dawn anti-narcotics operations by security force teams involving officials from Jamaica and the United States on Wednesday. 4 of the 5 have been described as major players in an international drug trafficking ring involving Jamaica. A 5th target was not found when his house was raided. However, a person of interest who was at the premises was taken into custody for questioning. The 5 were arrested in operations at the Avery, a gated apartment complex in St. Andrew, and at least 3 locations including Westgate Hills and Tara Estate in St. James. 2 of the men were arrested on extradition warrants from the United States. The extradition requests, which have been reportedly signed, are the first drug-related requests since Christopher Duduscogue in 2010. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency disclosed that the team in St. Andrew discovered over $40,000, 29,000 Canadian dollars and 530 Jamaican dollars, a licensed Glock firearm with 132 live rounds, 19 cellular phones, 28 SIM cards and a number of other evidentiary material. In Montego Bay, detectives reportedly seized over $6,000, 11 cellular telephones and a BMW motorcar. Officials say one of the suspects is a former cop. 2 policemen attached to the Constant Spring police station have been arrested and a 3rd being sought has fled Jamaica following the murder of a Tyler on Saturday in Red Hills in the parish. The cops at the center of the saga reportedly requested $100,000 from the deceased Philip Wallace in return for a case against him to be dropped. The police had gone to the man's shop and found uncustomed goods. However, the man reportedly gave them $15,000. The cops insisted on getting the rest of the money, but the man refused and later reported the issue. He was later shot dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations is probing the case. 4 men who went missing in western Kingston were found dead in shallow graves with their bodies dismembered on Tuesday. The men, who were from Denhamtown, were found on a government property in Tivoli Gardens. They have been identified as 23-year-old Kwesi Campbell, 19-year-old Fernando Chunchun Brown, 29-year-old Christopher Banga Murray, and 29-year-old Junior Riley. The police theorize that at least 2 of them were part of a group that attempted to steal a generator from an unfinished gas station at the corner of Petron Street and Water Lane. The old Public Works Department site is notorious for shallow graves and grisly deaths. As news of the discovery spread, relatives, some of whom camped out near the area since the excavation started on Monday, were overcome with grief. Meanwhile, in just a month after the Clarendon massacre, 3 members of a family were killed in Freehill Bamboo in St. Anne on Monday. The bodies of 46-year-old Antria Rattray, her son, 13-year-old Micah Bonito, and common-law husband, 50-year-old Lawrence Badal, were discovered at their home. The police believe a domestic dispute may have led to the deaths. Tributes have been pouring in all week following the sudden death of veteran DJ 51-year-old Leonard Merciless Bartley. The DJ was found on Tuesday afternoon face down inside a motel on Walker Avenue near Beechwood Avenue in St. Andrew. Entertainment Minister Olivia Babs-Grange said Merciless was a popular artist in the dance hall and had a number of hits. Merciless was discovered by his friend and driver Kevin Thomas, who had gone looking for him. Mr. Thomas said he last spoke to the DJ on Monday night and that the entertainer had complained of feeling unwell. The driver said Merciless had been staying at the motel for at least 2 weeks and had been recording at a nearby studio. Merciless was born and raised in Turner's District in Clarendon. He was known for songs such as Mavis, Lend Me Mercy, Old Gallis and Mama Cooking. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on the notification and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson, and before we go, a look back at the life of the late dancehall veteran DJ Merciless.